Like the Trojan horse, he's getting into the enemy camp. Hello chess fans, this is Rick from Chess to Impress with the next video in the Chess Alphabet series. We have arrived at the letter G and let's see what your suggestions were. Gambit said Fani, Mr. Tamshi and Joey. Grandmaster said Skowie. Greek Gift Sacrifice said Booyah and Mr. T. Galvant was suggested by Vishal. The Grobs Attack 1 G2 G4 was suggested by lowercase RHO, Theodore Bosson and William Squires. Grishuk said lowercase RHO, Vugar Gashimov said Mateus. Grunfeld Defense was suggested by Igor and Matt, and the Joko Piano also by Matt. I decided to go with the Greek Gift Sacrifice. Wikipedia says, in chess the Greek Gift Sacrifice, or as it is more commonly called the classical Bishop Sacrifice, is a typical sacrifice of a bishop by white playing bishop takes h7 check or black playing bishop takes h2 check. And we're going to look at a very classical example of this classical bishop sacrifice. It was played in 1930 in Nice in France by Edgar Kolle, who had the white pieces against John O'Hanlon. Edgar Kolle was born in Ghent in Belgium. He won the Belgian championships in 1922, 24 and from 26 to 29. His international breakthrough was in Scheveningen in the Netherlands in 1923 ahead of, among others, Max Euwe. His health was not as good as his results. He survived 3 difficult operations for a gastric ulcer, only to die as a result of the 4th operation at only 34 years of age. He's most known for the Colle opening, which we'll also see in this game. Black was John James O'Hanlon, born in Portadown in the province of Ulster in Northern Ireland and died in Dublin. In his youth he competed in rowing and swimming events. He was 9 times Irish chess champion, the first time in 1913 and the last in 1940. Edgar Kolle opened with the d-pawn and O'Hanlon played d5, knight f3, knight f6, e3, Kolle's own opening. This opening is named after him. Here e6 is the main move according to the database, keeping the symmetry, but O'Hanlon played c5 in 1930. c3, e6, bishop d3. The bishop is already eyeing up the h7 square. White is going to prepare for the e3, e4 push. Knight c6 is the main move here, but bishop d6 was played by O'Hanlon, also fine. Knight bd2, again preparing e4. Knight bd7, both players castled, and rook e1, the last move before the e3, e4 push. This game, as said, was played in 1930, 90 years ago, but this position has also occurred in more recent games from grandmasters. Yevgeny Miroshnichenko played h6 in this position with black, while Jan Timman chose queen c7. In 1930, O'Hanlon played rook e8. There comes e4, and we see 4 captures on that square. Knight takes, and bishop takes. And now c takes d4, and now white can just take back on d4 with the knight or even with the queen. But Kolle goes for the Greek Gift Sacrifice. Like the Trojan horse, he's getting into the enemy camp. And it's not a horse, it's a bishop. Bishop takes h7 check. Very strong move. O'Hanlon took. Knight g5, the logical follow-up. And now king g8 was analyzed by the famous American grandmaster Reuben Fine in his book. And he gave this variation. White wins with queen h5. And then knight f6, while the engine says that queen f6 is better here. But let's look at Fine's variation, which wins for white. Queen takes f7 check. That's why it was better to play the queen to f6 to have the f7 square covered. King h8 only move, and now rook e4, a very nice move. Threatening rook h4 with a very quick checkmate. And there's no good defense. If you take the rook, then there is check. King g8, check, king f8, another check, and then checkmate. Nice variation given by Reuben Fine, but black did not play the best moves. Back to the game after knight g5 check. The king did not go to g8 as we just saw, it went to g6. And Kolle played h4. Rook h8, black already is in big trouble, but the refutation of this move is very beautiful. Black is hoping to stop h4, h5, that's why he puts the rook on h8. But here comes a very nice move from Kolle. Rook takes e6 check, beautiful move. The main thing it does is weaken the defense around black's king. The defense f7, f5, protected by a pawn on e6, is no longer possible. White is tearing down black's defenses. If you take the rook, then queen d3 check will lead to checkmate. In the game, O'Hanlon played knight f6. Black saw that he cannot take the rook and brings more defenders, knight and bishop, to the aid of the king. h5 check from Kolle, another very nice move, because if you take that, then it is queen d3 check, king h6 only move, and this is a very nice checkmate. Checkmate with queen and knight. So after h5 check you cannot take on h5, king h6 was played by O'Hanlon, and now knight takes f7 check is a nice move, a family fork, winning the queen. King h7, knight takes d8, but after king h6, Kolle played rook takes d6. If you take that rook, then there is knight takes f7 check, winning the queen again because of the family fork, like this. O'Hanlon saw this, did not take the rook, and played the queen to a5 out of possible family forks. Knight takes f7 check came anyway. The check is a double check, both the bishop and the knight give check to the king. King h7, and the knight went back to g5. The knight has cleared the f-pawn away and is now returning to g5. King g8 and queen b3 check was the last move of the game. O'Hanlon resigned here. Black can only interpose his pieces, which will be taken, or he can allow checkmate in one move by playing king f8, and then queen f7 is checkmate. The color system may look innocuous, but games like this show the bite that it has if black plays carelessly. And it's also a classical example of the Greek gift sacrifice, bishop takes a7 check. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you play yourself a nice game with the Greek gift, then I hope you will tell me about it. Next time it will be the turn of the letter H, and I can think of Hojifan, Harika Dronavali or the hippopotamus opening, but I'm looking forward to seeing your creative suggestions for the letter H. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe to the Chess to Impress channel, and please leave a comment. I will read them all and I will reply to them all. If you like the video, if you like this series, then please share it on social media by clicking the share button on YouTube. The link to the playlist of the Alphabet series is in the description box underneath this video. You can find me on Instagram, on Twitter and on Facebook. This is Rick for Chess to Impress. Thank you for watching.